if you're on HBO, hopefully you're also watching The Righteous Gemstones because season 2 wrapped up last night, and we talked about the premiere and just how the show feels like it kind of flies under the radar as one of the best comedies on TV. Not that there's a lot of really standout comedies right now, and I think season 2 just further solidified that. And I was really surprised at some of the twists and turns of the season, and like the character exploration and growth that came from this season, and just overall was really impressed with the show. I mean, one of the comments we got in our premiere video was about all these like storylines from the end of season 1 that didn't come back for season 2, or kind of just like fell off, and how there's like the continuity issues of it. I don't really have a problem with a comedy taking some liberties with letting some storylines fall to the wayside to get the jokes off or set up certain situations that could be funny. But I do feel like the writing in this show deserves some credit for the way that it just uh, made some of these characters a little more likable and a little bit more fully formed this season. And so I was impressed with that. How about you, though? What was your take on season 2?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's just impressive that Righteous Gemstones, which in a sense, after season 1, has a like familiar trappings as a Danny McBride, Jody Hill, David Gordon Green, you know, dirtbag dude comedy. Like you feel like you understand what that kind of comedy series from those guys is. But Gemstones in season 2 has really like blossomed into still being really funny. But there's a lot of, I think, solid like dramedy elements going on here, and then just like nods to like genre. Like there's a lot like crime caper stuff is a huge part of Gemstones season 2, and it's super fun and real, and like the plot is enjoyable to see everyone go through this because, as you said, they're really paying things off with these characters and really building up this ensemble. And along the way, it's still really hilarious. So I really don't know how you can quibble with this because I just have such a blast watching the show. And it's great that, like, obviously we know how funny Danny McBride is. We know how funny Adam Devine is. But like Edie Patterson has just absolutely blossomed as a comedic force on this show. And Tim Baltz as well is so good as BJ, her husband. Like I love this cast. And I'm just so in with these creators. It's already been renewed for season 3. I cannot wait to see where it goes. Who knows what'll happen. I'm sure they'll maybe bring in another familiar face like they did with Eric Andre this time around. But I mean, I think it's just such a blast to just go through the ups and downs of the Gemstone family, which is, I
Totally.
think, a great quality because on its face they're unlikable people, as asshole uh privileged megachurch people that take advantage of people, uh, who follow them. On his face, you're not supposed to like these people, and you probably still don't like these people, but I really enjoy watching them do what they do.
Yeah, no, totally. I agree with that, and also just wanted to shout out Cassidy Freeman, who's Jesse's wife,
Yeah.
Danny McBride's scene partner in a lot of these, and she was also a revelation this season. And getting getting John Goodman to really just like star in this season. I mean, it gives everybody the rock for a good amount of time, but this really is like the John Goodman story, really filling in
Right.
Eli's backstory, where he came from, and how some of his past has come up to cause some problems for him in the present here. And Goodman kills it. I mean, they do a flashback episode where he's supposed to be like 45, and it's like, okay, you are obviously not a
Right.
45-year-old John Goodman. But overall, I mean, I think a lot of it was just fantastic, and he can still hit the upper 90s when he needs to. So
Hmm.
really enjoyed getting a lot of him this season.
Yeah, like season 1, season 2 has an interlude episode where it's like a big flashback about like
Hmm.
your core cast there. I thought this one worked just as well as the last one did too, which I believe was when you got like all the stuff with the mom,
Yeah.
like for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I hope Skylar Gisando as
Hmm.
Gideon Gemstone stays on the show. One of Jesse's sons. just because he's kind of like a rising, like Hollywood
Yep.
actor. Obviously, he's in Licorice Pizza and a bunch of other stuff. So hopefully he sticks around because watching him just kind of like be the guy kind of outside the family, but still with the family, I think is an important part there. And even if there's like stuff that's like kind of like, superfluous to your plot, more or less, having Kelvin and Keith do all that God Squad stuff is just fucking hilarious, dude. Like, just a brilliant idea. And I really
Yeah.
like in episode 8 how when Kelvin like kind of like takes back the house, it's an obvious nod to like Jesus cleansing the temple
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
scripture.
No, totally. I was gonna say that was one of. At first, I was very skeptical of that as like a side storyline. I thought it might get played out pretty quickly, but I really think the way that they like not only made it where they have like the incident where the human pyramid falls apart and then everybody starts questioning him, and then you get Tony Cavallero as Keith stepping in for him because he's injured to carry the cross and just totally failing. I thought all that was just hilarious. Also, just like the whole like this is what happens when you have too many alpha males together. They start eating each other. Like I just thought it was like a great way to frame it. And that was great. Obviously, the stuff with Edie Patterson and Tim Baltz is, they bring in BJ's family. I thought was really
Right.
hilarious. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, so like
Secular family.
yeah, they're mad because even though they're my brothers, they're never gonna have a shot at getting this again. I just the whole confrontation with Edie and BJ's sister was fucking hilarious. I mean, Judy and BJ's sister was hilarious to me. Also, I thought BJ had really nice character arc this season.
Yeah,
He was kind of just played
definitely.
off as like the dim-witted, supportive husband for a lot of it, and just kind of being pushed around in the way that you kind of get like the moment where Eli shakes his hand. I thought was really nice. Also, when he's on the beach and he gets shot, and he's like, "It's not that bad." And he takes his hand away, and the blood just comes gushing out of me. Just really got me for some
Wait, did
reason.
he say I'm part of the family?
Yeah. Is he bargaining for my life right now? So good. Also, shout out to Macaulay Culkin. Really surprising, but
Yeah.
I thought like effective and nice cameo. Really,
Hmm.
playing baby Billy's son,
Yeah.
Harmon, who he just
First son.
abandons, and Walton Goggins. Kind of the forgotten character on the show for a lot of the season. I thought had a nice couple episodes at the end. Him peddling that magic water,
The
it's
serum.
yeah, it's effective against COVID. Uh, really interesting. So yeah, the show's great. I mean, if you can get past the fact that kind of like Succession, these are not people that you're going to like, and just kind of enjoy it for the situations and the jokes of it.
Right.
This is seriously one where you're laughing at the people all the time, so you can enjoy it.